In an ancient time, when a terrible evil threatens the land, only one man can save the world.
Say what? Get out of here.
What? What's the meaning of this?
Oh, we'll just take off that broken record.
I say.
Here, hold my earrings while I take this monster down. I've got your back, darling. We just might burn down this town. Oh no, oh yeah. When you're up against a challenge and you need a helping hand, we've got an arsenal of fireballs, steel stilettos, and a cat. Oh yeah.
Hi, and welcome to Here Hold My Earrings. My name is Al, and I'm your DM today. With me are Henrietta, Yvonne, Laura, Daria, Sophie, and Ida. Henrietta?
Hi, I'm Henrietta. I'm from Norway, and I play Mia Lee, Moon Elf Wizard. Sorry. Still not there yet.
It's okay. I mean, she was like part of your life for like 3 years, right?
Yeah.
Yvonne?
Hi, I'm Yvonne from Canada, and I play Cracker, a half-orc barbarian.
Laura?
Hi, I'm Laura from Germany, and I play Byleth, a tiefling wizard.
Daria?
Hi, I'm Daria. I'm from Poland, and I play a tiefling sorcerer named Zenis.
Sophie?
Hi, I'm Sophie. I'm from Wales, and I play a human wizard named Charlotte.
aka Lady Fish Fingers.
No!
Yeah,
That's not my name.
sometimes it's the name you're given. And Ida.
Hi, I'm Ida. I'm from Sweden, and I play Lilith, the wood elf cleric.
All right. Daria.
Yes. So, we started our last session near the gates of Neverwinter, and we think about the way to get into the city. So, after some consideration, we think that the best thing to do is to swim in the river and then find sewers and get to them by to the city by them. So Byleth magically remembers that the mercenaries can create a distraction, and it should be easier for us to get into the city. So she goes to Captain Forsyth and tells him about the plan. He says that they can create some bonfires and act as they are going to attack the city. And then he tells us that we can use some carved logs to stay in the water and have an easier way to breathe. So we agree and say that when we get to the city, we are going to give him a signal using Ivy. So we are on our way to the checkpoint, and there is welcoming us one of the mercenaries, and he says that everything is ready, asks us if we really want to go by river because the water is cold, and if we are swimming in our dresses, which we didn't take off, unfortunately. So we quickly change our clothes and go into the river, and as soon as Byleth gets in, she starts to sneeze uncontrollably. But she finds a way using her mage hand to prevent sneezing. So we are on our way in the logs, and when we get near the city, Charlotte and Zenis loses grip and drift away from the log into the surface. Some guards see them and shines the light in their direction. Charlotte does an amazing job playing that, but guards, just for safety, shoot 2 arrows at Zenis. One misses, but one hits. But Zenis, thanks to pretending to be an old lady, does a good job not make any sound and don't move when she gets hit. So the guards think that both of them are dead. We finally found the sewer entrance and we go in. The smell is horrible, but Cracker and Liv just don't care. Zenis uses her boots to levitate and holds onto Cracker's shoulder. Charlotte cleans the path in front of her, and Byleth uses her new ability, apparently, with her mage hand to pinch her nose so she doesn't smell anything. And as we go, Cracker sees something in the sewers, and Byleth pokes it with a mage hand, and a strange creature shows up. So we fight with him, and he has an awesome laugh when someone doesn't hit him. Amazing. But we finally kill him, and Charlotte, who the monster was holding, lands in the sewer water. But she quickly cleans herself. Then we finally find a way out, and we are in the city, yay. And as we go onto the streets, some guy sees us and asks us if we are trying to hide from authorities and if we are looking for some information. And that's where we ended.
Very good. Yes. His laughter was mocking. Almost as cutting as some of Sophie's comments about the DM's age. Right. Very good. Well done. Thank you very much, Daria. As always, Zanice gets inspiration.
Thank you.
And yes, so you are in a dodgy alley in the middle of night in Neverwinter, in the poor quarter. And there is this rather shady-looking fellow, dressed all in darks and grays in a cloak, offering you things that look like they're probably illicit, possibly stolen, possibly both. And also suggesting that if you're looking for something, maybe I can help you.
What do you think, girlies?
I don't know. This is the city you grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
You take the lead.
What should we ask him?
Well, we are trying to find that prison.
Mm. Okay. You wouldn't happen to know where the prison is, would you, Mr. Man?
Just call me Jet.
Right then.
A prison? Now, what would you like nice ladies be wanting a prison for? Hoping to break someone out?
Well, that's between us and the prison. Do you have the information or not?
Well, you're in the wrong quarter for the prison. Prison's over by the harbor.
Now, as an old harbor girl yourself, you know he's talking about the actual current prison.
No, not that one. The other prison.
Oh, the old prison. Oh, there's nothing there but Zentrum mercenaries and tiefling wizards, sorcerers, and all sorts. You don't want nothing to do with that now, do you? Get yourselves in all kinds of trouble. Oh, interesting. Well, of course I can show you where it is. Can't get very close, mind you. It's very heavily guarded. But, yeah, sure. Now, I'm guessing by your route of travel that you're wanting to keep a low profile, am I right?
Yep.
Right. Well, of course, I could just point you in the direction, but if you want to get someplace without being spotted, that'll cost a bit extra. It's a service, you see.
How much extra are we talking?
How much is it worth it to you?
And you sense that he is going to be attempting to discern how honest you are and how much you can afford. He's eyeing you very carefully. You watch as he's looking at each of you, dressed in your floppy, some of you have dried off your dresses using prestidigitation, so you look beautiful in your silk dresses.
We changed.
You look beautiful in your street clothes.
Yeah.
I feel like Charlotte keeps her tiara on all the time now, though. She
does
probably sleeps
not.
with it. Yeah, she does. Totally sleeps with it.
Well, she sleeps with it, but she doesn't keep it on at all times.
She sleeps with it.
She's not wearing it right now. Let's see. I will pull out my coin purse and I'll toss him one single copper piece.
As you toss it to him, you see a very momentary flash, and the copper piece comes flying back and hits you in the forehead. You don't even see his hands move, but there's just in the evening light and there are a couple of sputtering torches and various sconces along the wall, but it's generally pretty dark. You realize this man moves much faster than you're used to seeing, even as somebody who has watched an extremely capable barbarian in your party fight off hordes of orcs and undead.
Now, that wouldn't be very nice if you tried to insult my generosity and offer of help with something as demeaning as a copper piece. Now, you wouldn't want to hurt my feelings.
Oh, you drive a hard bargain. How
I'll
about
tell
this?
you what. You just give me what you've got in that little pouch there, Missy, and we'll call it even. And I'll forget all about the insult.
The entire pouch?
Well, I see 6 of you. I assume each of you has a pouch. Leaves 5 left. See?
You're trying to swindle me.
Well, otherwise you can just make your own way. I would be careful, though. There's lots of patrols. They are on the lookout for something. Apparently, there's an army outside, and they definitely are looking for people who might be turncoats, renegades. You know, the kind of people that are untrustworthy. You know what they do to those? Did you see the bodies hanging off the walls in the city?
I'll look up and see if I can see any right now.
You're inside the city. You're quite a distance from the walls, and you can't
Oh.
see anything through the narrow streets. But maybe if you roll a history check, you might remember if you saw anything when you approached the city and had the parley with Never Ember, Vidar, and the rest of the whole crew.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
why
It
is that
was
the time it crits?
Yes, exactly. It was brutal looking. They had there were a number of bodies suspended from the city walls. They had obviously been disemboweled, and you could still see guts hanging, dangling from them, intestines dragging, a good sort of 5 feet below the actual hanging torso. Some of them were hanging by their shoulders and their ropes around their torsos. Some of them were hanging upside down by bound feet, arms dangling loosely. A couple of them had been beheaded. A few of them had their hands chopped off. Not a nice way to go. And there were women and as well as men hanging from the walls.
Well, that's not very chivalrous of them. Fine. You know what? Take the damn pouch. I'll just toss him my pouch.
And how much is in your pouch?
19 silver pieces and 90 copper pieces.
You don't have any gold pieces?
No.
Look inside.
There's no gold in here.
Well, you didn't say anything about gold.
Judging by the look of that axe, you all have magical items. I think you can spare a bit more. I've got a nose for this kind of thing. I bet some of you have gems.
Oh, Why don't we just stop with the games and just name a price?
You tell me what's a fair price. But
Well, I
I'm going
tried
to leave, and
twice.
that is not a fair price, miss.
Wait, it's all the money I have. I think that's quite fair.
Well, who's the money bags amongst you then?
Cracker pulls out 5 gold pieces and says, "Well, this is what I've got going on. Would this help?"
I'm thinking more like 200.
Oh my goodness.
200 gold pieces.
Don't have that.
Where's the Night's Watch? I think I see some shady characters in the alleyways. You up to no good.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
This guy.
That 200 gold pieces?
And he sticks his palm out, jiggles his fingers.
Well, Cracker looks at everyone, waiting for a nod.
I'll take a handful of gems.
I'm gonna take out the silver candle holders and silverware in my backpack.
Would you
Wait,
rob a
where'd you get
church?
No.
These aren't holy items, are they? Don't get on the wrong side of a deity.
Oh, I don't think so.
And he sort of weighs them.
Silver's nice, but I want gold or gems. It's hard to climb walls with this kind of bulky thing hanging off my hip. I'm
Well-
sure you understand.
I'm guessing that you know someone that could buy them from you and give you some
Maybe.
gold for it.
But I'm not going to carry it around. You've got gems. I can tell. You smell like money. Look at those soft hands.
What, my hands? My hands aren't soft.
No, he is deliberately not looking at your hands. Yours are the only hands he's not looking at. He sniffs in Lilith's direction.
I bet you probably own more than one house.
I do not. I live in the forest.
Well, in that case, every tree's your house, so you have many.
I do not have a lot of gold, though.
I'll take a magic potion. I actually deal in potions. Come, time's a wasting. It'll be dawn soon. Don't want to be moving around in daylight.
I have this beautiful platinum coin. And I'll pull out the platinum stake coin that I have.
He takes it and he looks at it.
You don't know what this is, do you?
Well, it's a platinum coin, of course.
And he takes it and he puts it in his pocket.
But
All right. Deal accepted. No givebacks.
goody goody. So it's off to the prison then.
Sure. We'll go to the prison.
The old prison.
Yes, the old prison. No, I'm not trying to mislead you. For another 200, I'll get you inside.
No, just get us there.
What? You're gonna fight your way in? Or
I'll
you're gonna
figure
try
it
to
out.
charm them with your incredible charisma? You're gonna riz them
Enough.
all, are you? All right, suit yourselves. Don't say I didn't warn you.
And with that, he turns on his heel and a dramatic flourish of his cape disappears into a shadow. A moment later, you see a little hand stick out with a finger that sort of beckons you.
Come on now, follow me.
I'm going to bring up the rear.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just go in front.
I'm gonna whisper to Daria. Zanice. Sorry. Do you think now is a good time to send Ivy?
Yeah, probably yes.
Okay.
While we still have a chance.
Mm. Okay.
Just
So
write a little letter that we in.
okay. I can do that while walking, I guess. And my handwriting's gonna be really bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say walking and writing a tiny little note that's gonna fit on a pigeon on an owl leg.
It's gonna be really quickly.
I feel like that's going to be an actual test.
Oh
You're
no.
gonna need it. You need a skill check for that.
Oh god.
Have you ever been to the supermarket and tried just crossing off things on a list with a pen or pencil and not poke a hole through the paper? It's harder than you think.
I just write we're in.
Ignore that.
But I
Ignore
can do that. Oh god. Okay. What skill check? Performance?
Wait, so why are you posting this?
That was an
Sophie?
accident. Ignore it.
Oh, I see.
Ignore it.
I thought it was something related. It sounded like it was going to be potentially useful. I mean, you are a scribe. I would say Sophie has a better chance of doing it.
Oh.
No,
Charlotte has a better
no,
chance.
Oh my
no.
god.
No,
I
she's
turned to
order of the
Charlotte.
scribe.
Oh.
Oh my god. Your handwriting, girl, it's just magnificent. Do you think you could maybe write the note for me that we're in the city?
Well, when you put it that way, I suppose I could.
Oh my
You'll
God,
have to dictate
thank
to
you
me,
so
though.
much. Hello?
Hello?
Just write we're in.
We're in.
We're in.
Smiley.
Smiley.
Oh,
That's from the crickets.
oh my god.
That's great. Oh my god.
It's getting more complicated by the second.
And I sent Ivy. First to me, and then I put it in her little belt. And then
Okay.
I say to her that she needs to get that note to Commander Forsyth. But well, so that she goes unnoticed.
Okay. Let's see.
Don't bite.
What?
I give her a treat.
Oh,
I'm
don't
scared.
bite.
Yeah, don't bite.
Well, she pretty much bites you every time now. When people look at your hands when you're spellcasting, all they see are little nicks and cuts and bandages. Like you're constantly covered in dried blood because of the fact that she keeps biting you.
Oh god. I need I don't know, like gloves.
Yeah.
Fancy gloves.
Yep. Okay, so go ahead. Roll there, Sophie.
But I have to roll,
Yeah.
even though I've got this magic quill.
Why just don't stop and write it? It'll take like 2 seconds.
Yeah, okay. You're right. I'll just
So smart.
stop and I'll write it with my magic quill.
Look at Henrietta's like, I just can't take it anymore. They're fucking killing me, these people. It's like
It's
last week
one-
when you weren't here, they could not come up with like a simple plan on how to get into the city. It was so frustrating. We were like, where's Henrietta? We need her. All right, give us a roll then.
I'm
We'll have
still
advantage.
rolling.
You're still rolling? Yes, you're still rolling.
You can do it.
What kind of roll is it again?
Just our well,
I'm
whatever.
just
I'll tell you
standing
what.
Still and writing.
Whatever you want. Arcana.
I'm
Sure,
gonna
why
help
not?
you.
What's
I'm
your
gonna
best?
give you the help action by holding my spell book so you can have the note on the spell book.
Okay.
And I'm gonna
And
walk
I-
back.
What?
And I will use guidance.
All
Oh my
right.
god.
There you go. You succeeded.
Oh my god. It's so pretty.
It's
Wow.
beautiful.
You didn't disappoint.
Ah.
You will be my scribe from now on.
They
Oh,
spent
goody.
20 minutes playing D&D pretending to write a note for an owl to carry. That was the most challenging thing they did all day.
I need a
Walk,
rest.
walk and write a note.
Short rest.
What's next? Chewing bubble gum and walking? I don't know. This is complicated. Yeah, the Christmas one shot might just be you guys in a toy factory trying to make things without breaking
Oh God, absolute horror.
them. Okay, yes, the note is beautiful. It fits perfectly around Ivy's little leg. The whole time that you're trying to put it on, Ivy's like, you know, you have to tie it with string, obviously, and Ivy's like constantly biting at your fingers, you know, while you're trying to put the string on. It's like,
But
tie,
I'll
tie.
put it in her
Ouch, ouch.
belt, so
Okay,
it's
all right.
faster. And maybe, I don't know, she'll like it more.
Have you
Because
ever
she
tried to
looks
put
so
a
cute.
Have you ever tried to put a harness on anything, on any animal? No animal likes having a harness. They get used to it, they accept it, they don't like it.
But she looks so cute.
Yeah, that's
I make
that.
a lot of minor images of it. The
TikToks.
equivalent of taking a lot of photos of cute pets.
Ivy just looks at you with a sour face. Just like, am I a toy to you?
She's so cute.
I hope one day you come to the Feywild with me so that I can show you the true form.
Oh God. I just pet her. Yes, yes.
She screeches and flaps her wings in your face. And then, because you commanded her to do it, and she is technically your slave, bound by magic, she flies off, pooping as she goes,
Oh no.
dropping mouse pellets all over you.
My
All right.
touch.
Okay, so your letter's gone off. Your guide, Jet, sees the owl. I know the owl's silent. Jet is just very perceptive. Relax.
And he goes, yeah, that won't raise suspicions, an owl in the city. All right. Now, you sure you don't want access to the actual prison? Offer still stands.
Well, not if it costs 200 gold, we don't.
It's cheaper than getting brought back to life if you get killed. Or getting bailed out if you're caught. You know, they find ways of making people talk. All right, suit yourselves.
Well,
Here you are.
Well, what?
well, how do we know we can trust you? That's my issue.
Me? Why, ask anybody on the street of murder. I'm Jet, the most trustworthy fence in all of Neverwinter. Anything you want moved, any secret you want kept, I'm your man.
Your offense.
Well, I dabble. Mostly I gather information. Secrets are really my trade.
What about silverware? I know
No.
Meowly has a ton.
I don't deal in that kind of thing. Silverware is too bulky and it's very distinctive. Most of the value comes in the way it's designed, you see. But if you melt it down for the silver, it's hardly worth any. No, I find the men keep more value in the papers they hide than in the things they possess, with the rare exception of gems.
You're
I
not a
mean-
fence, you're a rumor monger.
Well, names won't hurt me. But then again, I'm not a liar. You obviously do have gems. She's even got one floating around her head.
And he looks at Byleth.
Whew. I look behind me.
Yeah, very subtle. Very subtle. I'm so poor. I'm so poor. I've got rich stones flying about my head. Terrible poker player. Now, we're going to come on to prison. It isn't really being used as a prison anymore, as you probably know since you're going there. But they do keep a guard. And, well, you're either there to kill some Zentrum or to break out the tieflings. And I'm guessing, looking at Byleth and Zanice, it's the latter. You'd better have a plan for where you're going to go, because breaking in isn't necessarily the hardest part. Getting out, and getting out in a way that nobody stops you or sees you. Let's just say tieflings are pretty distinct, and there's quite a few of them. So unless you're just going to abduct one, you're going to want to have a plan. As I said, you need some help, and you've got the coin to pay for it. You just ask anyone for Jet. Good luck. And he bows and disappears backwards into a shadow in a doorway. But before he does that, you see one pale hand point in the direction of the next intersection between your alley and what looks like a larger street.
Well, that was an expensive tour.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Charlotte, do you know of any places around here that we can stay?
Well, none that I would be tremendously happy to stay the night in, to be honest. But let me just check my memories.
Wonder
No
where
need
that
to-
tailor shop is.
No need to overdo it. Yeah, so I mean, it depends a little bit on what you're trying to achieve. If you really want to keep a super low profile, then you'd need something like a safe house, right? A proper out of sight, out of mind, secret place. But although the city does have its share of dangerous places for the average commoner, you guys aren't average commoners. The chances of you being attacked, I mean, some of you look a little bit on the frail side just because you're elves, frankly, and wizards. But at the same time, you do have, a nearly, well, 6.5 foot tall half orc barbarian bristling with muscles and wielding a gigantic axe, right? So not like anybody's going to give you guys a lot of trouble. You're more likely to get stopped by the authorities. Charlotte would know that even before the Zentrum showed up, the town watch were prone to stopping people. Maybe not so much in the poor quarter, but certainly if you went someplace nice, you would be stopped and certainly asked questions, just as a matter of general security, since you don't necessarily look like you fit in, belong.
I kind of like
Now-
Cracker's suggestion about Euripides.
Now, there is also the risk that there's a much higher risk that you'll be pickpocketed. This is what
Oh,
Charlotte
no.
would know, especially in
Well,
the poor quarter.
I mean, day
Carrying
one
as
in the
many
city. We've already
bags.
been robbed. Guy.
You weren't robbed.
He swindled us.
Yeah, it's a matter of perspective. He got you to where you wanted to go without being seen.
I want to keep a hand on my spell book, please.
It was a long winding. I put my spell book in on some chains, and then I hang it around my neck in front of me. I keep my hand on my passport in my pocket at all times.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Just gonna
Imagine
use
if
the rope of
somebody
entanglement.
Yeah. Imagine if somebody tried to, you know how they cut your bags and things and then take things from inside. Imagine if they tried to do that with the bag of holding and they succeeded in cutting it, and then suddenly just everything just spilled out on the floor, including dead bodies.
Do we have any of those?
I don't remember. I've lost track of how many dead bodies you guys stuck in there. Okay, so you're standing there in the dark alley still, but you can see up ahead a slightly more brighter and larger street. It's lit with quite a bit more lamp light.
Any idea how to get over to that tailor shop?
Oh, Euripides' place? Well, you've
Mhm.
never met Euripides before or been in his place. You'd have to ask somebody.
Yeah.
Even Charlotte doesn't know because she'd never heard of Euripides before she left Neverwinter, which was a while ago.
She never had the
Um,
pleasure of having custom-made clothes.
And now she'll never go back.
and he might not be in the poor quarters.
Yes, this is definitely the case. You don't think the people who live here could afford his services. I said a higher bustier, you fool!
Hmm. I'm trying not to say too much. I'm not really great at planning. I'm great at impulsive killing. So I'm
Go
just kind of
for it.
hoping someone else has better planning.
Oh, go for it. What's the worst that could happen?
So
Well-
are we seeing any tieflings on the street?
No.
Didn't he
Okay.
say that the tieflings are in the prison too, or something? I'm sure that's what Jet said.
They never come
Yes.
out?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, you didn't ask him if they ever come out, but you don't see any now.
Mm.
I-
I'll
to
snap
be-
my fingers. Oh,
to be
Jet!
cl- To be clear, you don't see anybody. Jet has taken you down a bunch of paths and alleyways where there was nobody. Occasionally, some of you may have felt the presence of somebody as if you were being watched, but you did not see a living soul. You could maybe like 3/4 of a long city block away down a narrow alley into a large intersection. You might have seen people crossing the intersection, you know, that brief second that you could see them in the entrance of the alley, but they were just crossing from one side to the other on a main thoroughfare. And it included climbing up a couple of buildings and crossing over some planks that had been laid out between the roofs of two buildings.
Is it night or daytime?
It's night, but there's just the faintest glow on the horizon that portends the rise of the sun.
Okay. Well, I kind of zoned out the last couple of hours, so I don't exactly know what you're planning to do in the city.
Yeah, you when you arrived and when you kind of wake up, you realize that you got like the taste of sewage in your mouth.
Oh.
Mixed with scummy pond water.
Nice.
Well, I think we need a place to crash.
Mm-hmm.
A
And
safe
so that we
place to
can
crash.
safely figure out a plan.
And go out at night.
What kind of buildings are around us?
They're a mix of stone and wood shacks. It's very much a shanty town. The stone buildings are primarily stone on the first floor, but then after that, everything above it is wood, daub, some straw. But you know, some of it's a bit haphazard. None of it looks like it was built to any kind of specific code. Um, it's clearly poor, ramshackle, dirty. You know, there's a good chance of getting disease if you drink the water around here, and it
So,
stinks.
so it looks like kind of homes per se, not shops and stuff.
Well, you're in an alleyway, so it's a combination of things. There are a couple of greasy spoons. You can tell that they are greasy spoons. You know what I mean by greasy spoon if you're not
Like a
familiar.
diner.
Yeah, but like a more of a hole in the wall. You can tell because there's like the smell of rendered fat. There's also an abattoir. Everywhere you go, there
Oh.
seems to be an abattoir or leather makers, and so the smell of the chemicals and the animal, parts being processed is prevalent throughout this part of the city.
That place with the lamp that you mentioned. Can we take a closer look at it? Maybe see what the heck it's supposed to be.
Oh, so you're in an alleyway and it's quite windy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up ahead of you, where Jet was leading you, is the intersection with a main thoroughfare. You can't see very much of it from here because the alleyway is so narrow, so all you see is a tiny sliver. That sliver has a bit more light, which, from your experience of crossing a few more intersections previously, you know that those lights are primarily either shop windows or lamp lights, as in street lamps that are lit,
Okay.
that have oil pots and then are lit by a lamp lighter that goes around all night long.
Okay.
But
Well,
you
I guess
can't
we
tell
can.
from here what it is that's up
Okay.
there.
I guess we can either tiny hut it or take a chance on staying in one of these shady establishments, which
Yeah,
we
like
very well.
tiny hut won't be visible.
You won't believe why I was late to work this morning. It was this magical thing blocking the alleyway. It was the
What?
worst traffic pileup I've ever seen in my life. No one could get past it. No one could climb over it.
Well, at least we won't get robbed inside it or assassinated
Yeah,
or something.
true.
Yeah, but when we wake up, there will be guards all around us.
Oh, okay.
There will at least be a huge crowd, like trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Hello, anybody in there?
No one's home.
You're blocking the road. Oh, now my dog's barking.
Well, should we press ahead and just see what we can see? Very slowly and carefully.
Be my guest.
Okay. I'll very slowly and carefully get closer and closer to see what the heck that street's all about.
Stealth check.
Against who? My party members?
Well, whoever's going to do it.
Okay.
Are you wearing the tiara?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm very sure. It's stowed safely somewhere
Because
that I
it's
won't
quite
tell you.
sparkly. Ooh, look at that beautiful sparkling thing in the
No.
alleyway.
Okay, sure, I'll do a stealth check. Unless you were joking.
No, I'm never
Oh.
joking.
Okay. Okay, here I go. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, you think you're very stealthy. For one thing, you're definitely going to be able to hide your own perfumed scent because the overpowering smell of the abattoir nearby is so strong. Whether or not you're visibly stealthy, it's a little hard for you to tell, to be honest, because you can't really see yourself that well, one way or the other. But you feel like you're being very stealthy.
Just see how it's done, ladies.
Wow.
The confidence of ignorance. Okay, so you tiptoe your way, a la Fred Flintstone and twinkling piano keys, up to the intersection, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get to the corner, you look around, and you can see that it opens up onto a junction that has this, and you know from its look that this is clearly the prison that he was referring to.
Oh my God.
It's a
Guys,
very
it's the
large
prison.
structure.
Oh my
Thank you. Well done, Sophie. Yes. So, what next?
Hmm.
Anyone?
I don't know.
Bueller?
I don't know either. I kind of get the feeling we should lay low, but I just don't know where. I've never been here before. But I feel like I stand out.
Yeah, you stand out. There aren't any half orcs either. You've only seen humans, the occasional halfling, and as far as you can tell, maybe somebody that could have been an elf.
But if you guys need to rest, we should not go any closer to the prison yet. If we
Anybody
get
need a
spotted-
rest?
I don't know. Do you need a rest?
No. I'm
You
good.
didn't use that many spells.
No, I'm right too.
I'm okay for the moment. Maybe I could do just a short rest or something, but that's about it.
But is the plan to get into the prison and find the tieflings and talk to them and get out? Or
We'll find out if they come out, and then we can talk to them and not have to go in there.
Wasn't there some Zentrum general here or something that we need to kill? Or somebody important?
Well, there's that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that then.
Well, that was Lord Vidar.
We can handle him.
We need the Zentrum, or not the Zentrum. We need the tieflings on our side. I think that's
Okay.
the only way we can really deal with that guy.
Okay.
What is
so,
your plan?
yeah, either we have to break into the prison or we have to kind of do a stakeout and see if the tiefling come out. But I'm guessing we don't have a lot of time.
I don't know if we should notify Never Ember that we're in. I don't know if he's like how compromised he is. Like Zanice, can they find out that you spoke to him? I mean, in his head.
I don't know.
Well,
Hmm.
he did say that they're watching him at all times.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah. An owl delivering a message would not be suspicious at all.
Hmm.
It's from my old friend Hagrid.
Don't worry.
Do we see any guards around the prison?
Yes,
we can see.
you do see a few guards, the odd black Zentrum uniform. It's not that many, but also the prison isn't a fort. It's really just meant to keep people in, even when it is working as a full-time prison. You feel like if they're watching, they're not really paying close attention. And possibly they also are focused on what's going on inside rather than outside. So the chances of you being, if you were dressed normally and you didn't look suspicious, like a couple of tieflings and a half-orc barbarian striding and, over 2 meters tall, you probably could just walk right up to the prison. There are other people walking along the thoroughfare occasionally. It's not many, but there's an old man pulling a hand cart behind him loaded with what appear to be animal skins. Someone else, an older lady in a very large, frumpy, poor peasant's garb and head covering, carrying what appears to be a basket full of bread. But it's not like there's loads of people either. But nobody seems to bother them. Nobody seems to care. They're just walking along the side of the prison as if it's no big deal. But you also can't tell for sure what's going on. There are a few murder holes. For all you know, there's somebody standing behind each murder hole looking out. Possibly not, but it would be very hard for you to see at this distance.
Well, it looks like those of you who are elves and human could probably get away with running around here, but I probably can't.
Yeah, me and Bylef also shouldn't go around.
Yep.
Yeah. wanted to ask, Charlotte.
Mhm.
I mean, about that Jet guy. I don't trust him either, but well, I mean, maybe he could help, you know? And well, didn't you have those gems? I mean, you don't.
Gems?
They're yours. You can do with them what you want. But
Gems?
yeah, those gems
I don't
from
have any
Lord
gems.
Cassandra.
Oh, no, I gave those back to the soldiers.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh no. Okay.
I do
Did you
have
really?
this.
No.
You didn't?
Oh my god.
Sophie,
Interesting.
Sophie,
I didn't
so
see
bad,
that.
so bad.
Oh.
Wait a minute,
Deceiving
I don't
your
remember right. I don't remember that in my notes.
Oh.
So- Sophie would be the person on the lifeboat after the ship sank, hiding the last 5 pieces of chocolate and not sharing it with the starving children on the lifeboat with
I
her.
wouldn't do that.
Yeah, she's the one saying you don't
Oh.
fit on the door.
Listen, I gave him all my money. He's not taking my gems too.
All 17 silver.
It was 19 silver.
19.
And some copper
So
pieces.
selfless.
And I gave him a platinum coin. I paid my
course.
dues.
Well,
Which
last time I checked in Delin's backpack, she had a scroll of maybe he would accept that. Scrolls are pretty expensive, aren't they?
what scroll?
I can't read it.
I have a scroll of cure wounds.
I have a bag of small, pretty spheres, but I don't know what they are. Anybody want to check these out?
There's some crystal bears in there as well.
Oh yeah, crystal bears. Toy soldier. I got a toy soldier, and some jangly bits from Chip.
Oh, I also have anatomic scrolls. Wow.
Oh, look, okay.
Uh-huh.
Guys,
It's just like a junkyard sale now.
guys,
Let's have a garage sale.
You've got like a broken broom from
With the rat
from
and
Tonker the
everything.
Tinker,
Yeah.
you know, a
Uh,
rusted out shovel.
you don't have to give him your knickknacks. I do have this box of gems, but I
Oh,
Uh-huh.
oh my god.
if
Yeah.
I
How
give
did,
them
how
to
did you
him,
find them? Wait, I thought you gave them away.
I get it.
that was a lie.
Oh, wow, she
No.
admitted it.
What?
Charlotte.
Why would you do this to me? I thought we were
Because-
friends.
because I
Gems,
don't trust
gems
that
before
guy.
friends.
And even if
You
he
could
got
have
us
just
in the
said that
prison,
to me. I would have respected that.
well, we don't know who's listening. There could be anyone around here
Oh,
watching us.
wow. Oh my god. You're so smart.
17 intelligence.
Well,
Ooh.
If he does get us into the prison, what are we
just
gonna
look
do?
at her with my 18 attached.
Oh no! Oh
So smart.
Maybe one day it'll be as good a wizard as I am.
no!
Here we go.
I'm
Oh,
sure I
boy.
will. I have much to learn.
I was tutored by the Agamemnon.
Wow.
No, listen. Okay, so once we're in the prison, what are we gonna do? Are we just gonna stand around, wondering what do we do now? So if I give him the gems, we need to have a plan for what we do when we get there. We get inside.
Yeah.
Is it just a vague, let's go find the tieflings plan?
Tieflings? How would we approach tieflings?
You wave your hand and say "bam."
Bum. I know that one.
Bum.
Okay, so that's that part of the plan down. We have Byleth and Zanice. Negotiate with them.
Yeah, with Byleth may be a problem.
I can be half mute or something.
A half mute wizard.
I don't know. Well, I'm an orphan, separated from my tiefling mother at birth. I've never learned the proper tiefling language. Such a tragic backstory.
Oh no.
Oh,
Bum.
Bum.
Byleth, I never knew this about you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, she kept that hidden like a
Actor
box
as
of
well.
gems.
Just don't use the other words you learned. Like, wasn't it war and death and stuff?
Well, she also knows
Attack.
peace.
Yeah.
And love.
And love. Say those.
We lost.
So how do we find the tieflings? Is there some way of tracking? Do you I don't know, do you have like a hive mind or something?
All of you know each other.
Yeah, all of
Yeah.
us know each other. We always know where we are. When there's a tiefling near us, we feel it in our bones. That's how we are going to find them.
You're all related, right? You're all cousins.
Yeah.
Yes, that's so convenient.
It's like calling tieflings hillbillies. Okay, so, y'all
I
the same
probably
mother.
know every last one of the tieflings that are in the prison. Yes.
Wait, so what was the circumstances of the tieflings inside the prison anyway? Are they employed?
Well-
Are they guards? Are they prisoners?
And aren't they all
They
from the
were-
same place as you?
Yeah. Quiet,
You might
please.
know 'em.
Please, quiet.
Sorry.
Keep it quiet.
Yes, I have an idea. Okay.
No.
What if Zanice and Byleth
Shit.
go into the prison and they pretend to be part of the same tiefling group?
Two
And
of
then they'll
us.
get Huh?
Just the two of us.
Well,
Yeah,
do
we're
you see
gonna
any
be
other
dead.
tieflings here?
We're gonna be dead.
You can be invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went very well last time.
Yeah,
Well,
almost every time.
yeah, almost every time.
And then the guards will escort you back to wherever the tieflings are.
Because all tieflings look alike, so that they won't be able to tell these two from the other tieflings.
Exactly. I'm sure that Zentrum can be racist too.
Yes, I'm
They
sure they
probably
can.
are.
But I'm sure anybody is. I'm sure anybody can be. Well done. Yeah, very good. Very good, Sophie. You brought out the worst in humanity.
Thank you. I
Greed, avarice, small-mindedness.
hate that.
Gems before friends. There you go. That's our new motto.
Gems, truly a race.
All right, so what's the plan?
That was the plan.
Okay,
Oh, God.
but
I
and
don't
then
know.
what?
It's
It's 10:30. Why don't you guys talk about it while we take our break?
Okay.
Maybe going to the loo or something or getting some coffee will inspire you.
Yeah.
I think
Yay.
so.
Okay.
Too.
Hi. We hope you're enjoying this episode, and if so, please like and subscribe. And remember, the next time your DM says roll initiative, yell back.
Here,
hold my earrings.
Here, my earrings.
This is good. I think we only need this take.
What do you want to do? Yes, so getting in doesn't seem to be the hardest part, as long as you decide to go use the services of Jet or find your own way, because, you got magic. But ultimately, what is your plan for once you are inside?
I think we need to get Zanice close to one of these tieflings to see if her connections back home will pay off.
Does Zenise want to share with the party what her background is? or not. I mean, you know, if Charlotte can
okay.
keep hidden a box of gems that, you know, she knows the party could use, and lie straight to so-called her best mate's face, then, you know, Zenise is entitled to keep her secrets.
I very quietly will say, I come from the same swamps that they are. Okay? But just let's keep it a secret. Between all of us, okay?
Is it a bad thing coming from there?
I don't know. Lord Neverember doesn't like them, apparently, so, and they are here with Centrum. So I prefer to keep it secret for now.
But
Just
does
to
Zenise
see.
know how they ended up here?
No, that's why I want to keep a low profile. Because
Right.
if they wanted to come here, that's not a good thing.
So, yeah. So just to be clear, Zenise doesn't know how they ended up here, and she doesn't necessarily know all of them either.
It was a long time ago that I was home.
Do you
I
think
can
it's your
ask
family?
someone. I hope no.
Okay.
Well, my mother is a little bit too old for that, I think. I hope.
Well, look at you.
No!
Oh.
Wow.
You're an adventure.
Almost as
Look
old as
at
the
me.
DM.
Maybe you look like sisters now.
Ooh.
Usually that's like a compliment, right?
Yeah,
Oh, you two must
exactly.
be sisters. Now it's like, no.
No.
Sun damage. Lots of sun damage.
I'm just an old lady. Ah.
She won't recognize you. You look terrible. All right.
That's maybe good.
Yeah.
Okay. Does the prison look very large? A lot of buildings connected
There-
to it, or
it's hard to tell clearly. The walls, which are visible, extend for what would be the equivalent of quite a few city blocks, at least on this one side. You're not that far from the river, so you suspect it may even be that this is where it starts and then it continues up and buttresses up against the river itself, which would put this at, you know, somewhere between 3 to 6 city blocks, which would also imply there's probably space for both a courtyard as well as a number of different buildings.
Okay. So are there, like, obviously they're getting food from somewhere, so someone's bringing in food, probably bringing in supplies. That's another way to get in.
Yvonne's watched a few episodes of Orange is the New Black.
Maybe a couple.
I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, once you start, that show is just amazing. It's no wonder they won so many awards.
Mhm.
Okay. So getting in isn't really, I mean, it's probably not easy, but but what's your plan once you get in? What are you going to do? How are you going to get out? What are you going to do? Are you going to break them out? These are the questions people want to know the answers to.
Well, or just turn them and negotiate because they have an offer outside now. Right? From, what's his head?
Forsyth?
Yeah. That guy. You know.
That head.
That head.
What was the offer?
They could work for them as freelancers, as mercenaries.
Oh, is that it?
Well, it's better than this.
Hmm.
Well,
They'd
we
be
need
free.
to find them first. And this place looks big. And I don't know where to start look for them
Maybe
inside.
we can pay Jet an exorbitant amount of money. Do all the work for us. A couple of platinum pieces.
If all else fails, we also still have the scapegoat.
Yeah.
So
Ugh.
I don't know.
But you know what? The vanishing dust wasn't what we thought it was. What if this scapegoat is somebody
Oh,
else
God.
too? What if it's just like
Aw.
literally just a goat?
Oh, God, you're right. What if the pearl around my head just doesn't make me better? I just think it makes me better. Therefore,
Hey,
it
there
makes
you
me better.
go. There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
How's that
Better
thing even floating
surprises.
around your head anyway?
Well,
How do you
it's so
sleep at night with
stylish.
it?
That's a good question. I think it just stops at one end and then bounces back, you know? So it's like a half circle.
Oh, that's even more distracting.
Well, I got used to it.
Hmm.
That's why it's mine.
There you go. Yeah. Charlotte, give up your gems, but I'm not sharing mine.
Well, yours are just, well, normal gems.
Ooh, wow. Ooh.
They're diamonds.
Yeah, well.
Okay, as you two devolve into a cat fight in the main thoroughfare right in front of the prison. Look, it's a human and a tiefling fighting it out. Capture the tiefling.
Oh, maybe we just wing it.
Oh,
We normally
Jesus.
do.
Oh no.
So just as a hint, remind you, metagaming wise, it's good to tell the DM what you're planning on doing because the DM might need to do a little preparation for it. If you
Oh.
wing it on the spot 100% of the time, it can cause stressful moments for the DM where he has to stop and say, give me a sec. And then he's frantically trying to figure something out. Whereas if you tell me now, I can start making some preparations.
Hmm.
Well, I thought the plan was to get in, try to get the tieflings on our side,
Yep.
and hopefully break them out or have them help us break them out. But if I remember correctly, they have some kind of agreement with them that like they signed something and they can't really get out of it. So we might have to find a way to break that contract.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure how to do that because I'm not sure what contract it was.
Well, and I think it all comes down to needing to meet and greet and chat.
Yeah.
So we're 100% going to be utilizing Jet to get into the prison and sacrificing my gems. Is that a
Good
Like I
possibility.
said, there's a scroll that's probably valuable in Dalin's backpack as well.
Okay? I'm going to go into the ground. I'm going to take out my magic quill, which can write on any surface without ink. And I'm just going to start writing down the bare bones of the plan just so that we have it in front of us. So, step 1, get into the prison using Jet.
Now you see a town patrol start walking towards you.
No.
Oh God.
Well, I can erase it too magically.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. What's this then? A plan to break into the prison written on the cobblestones in front of the prison. Not very clever, is it?
Here, have a copper piece and don't say anything.
You are one stingy thief, I have to tell you.
Step 2. Find tieflings. Step 3. Convince tieflings to join us. Question mark, question mark. Step 4. Leave. Leave?
Leave.
Is that what we're doing afterwards?
Get the hell out of here. Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.
Mm.
But we still don't know how the hell we're going to do any of this besides step 1.
Yeah. Could a familiar help with locating the tieflings or, I don't know, more exits? Because then, I don't know, maybe some of you could use yours.
Yeah, then I have to change his form. I don't think an owl inside a prison is going to
Yeah.
work.
Let's see.
How big is a giant rat? Is it giant?
Let me just see what you can make.
Well,
like
you know how big
noticeable?
you know how big a rat is,
Yeah.
right? So rat
Mm.
can be as big as a very small cat. So a giant rat is like the size of a dog,
Oh, okay. That would be noticeable.
like a
Yeah.
medium-sized, like small to medium-sized dog.
Mm. Yeah, maybe
Can we
not.
just make a regular rat?
Yeah, that would be good. But Ivy's still on Hawaii on a journey, so I can't use my familiar.
I suppose I could make a tiny little cute rat. Not my
Or
first choice.
spider.
Oh, please
Mhm.
no. I'll take a rat over a spider any day.
But spiders are
Disgusting and
agile and
hideous.
stuff. Ugh. Depends.
Wow.
Maybe a seahorse?
Yeah, maybe a seahorse.
I mean, we are a port town.
So what, you're gonna just like just toss it over the wall and just let it flop on the cobblestones inside? Like,
Go,
what's the plan?
seahorse.
Go.
I choose you.
Yeah.
How's
And
that?
it just
How's it?
flops there.
And then it just asphyxiate after breathing, being unable to breathe for 5 minutes, and just dies there, cursing you the whole time as it's
Well,
choking painfully to death.
Genius.
as long as they can see where the tieflings are, I don't care.
Jesus Christ!
Okay, fine. I will
Wow.
sacrifice 10 gold pieces from the bag of holding to
There's gonna
summon
be there's
What?
gonna be a
rat.
union of the abused familiars. They're going to get together, demand better
In a
working
therapist.
conditions.
Like a group therapy. My owner did that and that. And mine did that too.
Should I do as well and make a spider? So we have one rat and
Oh.
one spider.
Good
That's a
idea.
good idea.
Hmm.
Okay. 10 more gold from the bag of holding.
Okay.
I'm reading it in.
I'm writing a picture for my rat. How do I make like a thing, like a person?
Huh?
How do I make like a character? An
What do you mean?
NPC? I wanted to make my rat or something.
Oh, you need a character sheet probably. Do you have a
Oh.
character sheet?
No. I'm gonna have mine.
Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. Charlotte's Web. No, you're a rat. Charlotte's
Maybe I should have had a
Web's
spider then.
rat. Charlotte's Web's rat.
Or a pig.
There was a rat in the Charlotte's Web. What's his name? Got his name.
I don't
There
know. I
was?
didn't see the film or read the book.
I'll make it controllable and editable by everybody. Do you want me to give you a rat image?
I've got a rat image ready. It's ready to go.
All righty.
It just makes me laugh.
Okay.
Where can I see this? Where is it?
What? Chill out. I'm getting it. I need to. It takes a second to do these things, even though I'm working. I don't work for you.
I'm
I'm
cracking the whip.
Sophie, I'd like to speak to you about your performance this year.
No. I'm joking. Don't make me nervous.
We've had some
My God.
feedback from some of your fellow colleagues, and I'm afraid to say it isn't entirely good.
That's not true. Everyone loves me.
You started off very strong, but apparently somewhere around the summertime, you started developing some rather, shall we say,
Sass.
obnoxious habits.
You're the one who decided to make me into a freaking fake queen.
Hey, you ran with it. You could have been, like Princess Kate, but
Who?
no. Well, she'll be Princess Kate one day. Queen Kate.
Oh, here
Catherine.
it is.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see. I did.
Or even Diana. But no, you had to be,
Charlotte.
the Queen of Hearts. I still remember the time you said silence and you really surprised all of us.
That was funny.
What?
I had a
I s-
nerve. I was so nervous. I kind of threw up a little in my mouth. I was like, "Ugh."
Oh my God.
Okay.
Really, our Charlotte?
Is that really our Sophie? Yeah. Okay. Hattie. Okay, you can change the name to whatever you want,
Hattie
obviously.
the Ratty.
Hattie.
Hattie the
Oh,
Ratty.
Hattie the Ratty. That's
And he's got
clever.
a pretty hat.
Shall we show it to everybody?
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Very cute.
Oh.
Now, you didn't steal that from a Disney property, did you?
I don't think so.
Like, okay, it looks more like a crown. For a minute, I thought it looked like a chef's hat. I was thinking, I think I've seen this movie.
Oh God, no.
I think I've seen this. Does he cook? Is he a cook?
She's a girl rat.
Queen.
All right, there you go. Where did she get the crown from?
She's the queen of the rats.
No, she's not.
Oh,
She thinks she is. Just like someone else.
Yep, that was good.
I'm queen of the crickets.
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Someone is going to get left behind on the next excursion.
Please no.
Sorry, the scapegoat can only take 5.
Who do we leave behind? Let's democratically vote.
No.
All in
Punish.
favor of Charlotte?
Oh, that's settled then.
It's like, well, technically, it should really be like the last person who joined, but Lilith has all these nice houses, so sorry, Charlotte.
I'll remember this. As long as I live.
Off with their heads. All righty. So what's your plan? You got your plan together? You got it? You finally got it sorted out?
Yes. Shall I write down the revised plan? Step 1. Get into the prison using jet. Step 2. Charlotte and his familiars.
She's really
Both
using
fighting
her
with
scribing
tieflings.
skills, putting them to
Step
good
3.
use.
Violet and Denise. Convince them to join us. Step 4. We leave using Jeff? Question mark?
On the scapegoat.
Or
If all
escape
else
route?
fails.
I mean, we may not want to leave the city. We still have a job to do.
Mm-hmm.
Where would the scapegoat take us?
That's an issue.
Oh, okay. Maybe not the scapegoat.
Anybody remember how the escape goat works? Did I make a handout for it? Maybe I didn't.
I don't know, but I think I remember what you said. But
Hmm.
Mealy doesn't know.
Me neither.
I'll try to remember.
I think
Oh,
we wrote it in the journal. I mean, what we have to say, but not where it takes us.
I can see if I find it in Dylan's journal.
okay. I'm looking at mine.
So are we all set to go?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Go
We
find
have to
Jet.
say butthead,
Yeah, butthead.
but I don't see where it takes us. That wasn't clear.
I'm pretty proud of that one.
You should be.
I'm flipping through Dylan's journal. Here it is. It says it's like a teleport spell that you choose destination.
Ooh.
Oh, that's useful then.
All right, off you go.
Oh, Jet. Jet. Come in, boy.
Yeah, that's gonna work.
Before we go inside, I want to cast aid on 3 of you, which give you some extra toughness. The question is, which tree needs it the most?
Well, one to Cracker, imagine.
No, well, I'm not going in, right?
Huh?
Well,
Oh,
how am I gonna get in?
Aren't we all going in with Jet?
Yeah, we're all gonna sneak in.
Are we?
yeah,
Okay.
I thought so too.
Okay.
Splitting the party is not a good idea.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe Byleth and Zenise, since they'll be
Mhm.
talking to the tieflings.
Mm-hmm.
So Violet's niece and Cracker.
Sure.
Okay. Jet suddenly pops back out of the shadows.
I knew you had gems.
And I knew you were watching us, you stalker. Here, I'll take out my box of gems.
I'm not a stalker. I was just trying to keep an eye out, make sure nothing bad happened to you.
Yeah, right.
Wouldn't want your first day in the big city to end in something bad now, would it? What kind of a host would I be?
How charitable of you.
Well, I'm not running a charity, but I do have my own sense of honor. Right. Let's see. Open up the box. We'll see what you've got.
I'll set my box on the ground and open it up, revealing the glittering gems.
Very nice. Very nice. Not very expensive. Let's see. I'll take this one, and that one, and that one, and this one, and that one. 5. That's fair. All righty. I'll put them away safely.
And with a flourish, they disappear, and you don't even see the hands move. All you notice is that his cloak ruffles briefly, and then it's still.
Right. Now, You, young lady, are gonna need to take that plate mail off. And you, big fella, you're gonna need to do something about that axe.
Hmm. Okay, bag of holding with this. I help Lilith with her armor.
And as you start to put things in the bag of holding, which obviously is not as large as the volume of the metal material you're putting in there, Jet's eyes widen considerably as he watches and he realizes what that is.
Interesting. Oh, no, 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 no. I never rob a client, especially on a job. Maybe later, but only if they've crossed me, you know. That's pretty useful. Wouldn't mind getting me one of those myself. Right. Now, we're gonna go through the sewers. Obviously, you're no stranger to the sewers, so that's not gonna be a problem. But we do need to be a little bit circumspect. It's gonna be a bit of a tight squeeze because, well, they're sewers, and unlike the one where you popped out, it's not a sewer for the main city, it's a sewer for the prison system. So they're going to be narrower pipes. Don't worry, if you get stuck, I've got some grease. You'll be fine. In fact, why don't we just, as a precaution, put some on now. It might get a bit messy, and I'll be honest, I can't guarantee this won't stain your clothes, but it's better than getting stuck, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I like that. And if someone tries to grab me, good luck.
Yeah, it'll help with that. Won't do much good otherwise, but yeah, grapple checks and all that. All right, here you go.
And his robe ruffles again quickly, and all of a sudden you just see a very large jar, and it's got a bit of wax on the seal on the top, and he just punctures it with his dagger, and he breaks the wax off.
Everybody take a bit of this and slather it on your heads, your faces, your shoulders, your hips, anything that's wide and sticks out. Also, maybe a bit on your elbows, just to help shimmy in the pipes.
This is going to be very unpleasant.
Don't think of it that way. It'll just be a brief experience. Think of it as just pretend you're a turkey and you're going in the oven. And you want to put a little bit of grease on there to make sure you don't burn. It's the same basic concept. It'll be done before you know it. Besides, I noticed you came out of the sewers looking pretty pristine, so I'm guessing you've got some magics that'll clean you up good. You'll be fine. Can't guarantee you won't smell a bit afterwards. It's a combination of rendered lard and fish oils.
Oh no.
He's just gonna keep punishing her. He's just gonna keep punishing her. It's never going to end.
But at least I'm not the only one who'll have fish fingers.
Yeah, but maybe for some reason it just never gets out of your nails.
That's cheating.
Everybody else manages to get rid of the smell with a little bit of citrus, but for some reason it just lingers on you. As if you were cursed.
No.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys all larded up?
Yep.
Good to go. All right. As you start following him down what appears to be a small metal great. At first, it's not roomy, but there's plenty of room. You know, it's you basically climb down a single person ladder, and you are in a small tunnel. It's more than wide enough for even Cracker's shoulders. But at some point, you land on a landing. You have to transfer to another ladder. Each ladder is only about 10 feet, so it's not very, very deep. But at some point, you level out, and you're standing in what appears to be a bit of a cesspool, not unlike what you were in before. And there's several runoffs. You can see one heading out, and the water is slowly moving in that direction. There are things that are floating in the water that are best not mentioned. But you also see some pipes that start from slightly higher up in the walls, and they're just sort of spilling out into this catchment. And he indicates that you're going to be climbing up one of them. He says, "Just follow me, and don't get too excited if anything happens up front. At the end of it, I'm going to be opening the door. There'll be a flush of water. Just hold your breath. It'll pass in a few seconds, and then we'll be able to climb out. And once we're out, we'll be in the bottom of a tank. It'll be empty by then because the water will have come out. You'll be able to climb your way out of it, and you'll be in the prison, and I'll leave you there. You'll be inside one of the main buildings, and it should be the building in which the tieflings are being housed. So I'll leave it to you to deal with them there. Now, I don't know exactly what happens inside. I'm pretty sure the tieflings are guests, so to speak. But so they have a bit of freedom of movement, but they can't go out at night. They're only allowed out when they're surrounded by Zentrum for patrols and other works. You may be able to have a conversation or do what you want to do with them without being seen once you're inside. But just don't go poking your heads up above the parapets or walking out the building without some kind of magical disguise. Otherwise, somebody might spot you, and then, well, that wouldn't be good now, would it? Right. Okay, let's make our way in. All right, now at this point, I would like everybody to give me either strength or dexterity checks. Dexterity is going to be if you would like to try to squeeze your way and wend it without getting stuck. Strength is really just to power your way through if you do get stuck. Now, if you fail, that doesn't necessarily mean you're completely stuck. There are alternatives. Somebody can help you. You can try to find some other way out of it. There's magical options, possibly. There's mundane options as well. But if you do get stuck, this could potentially create another problem. So we'll talk about that after it happens. Good luck, everybody.
Thank you.
Now let's roll in the order of the actual order climbing after Jet. So, Sophie, did you say Charlotte was after Jet? That
Sure,
was-
yes.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sorry. You did say that when you guys were walking through the shadowy parts of town, but I don't know what you guys were doing here. So Charlotte will be next. Who wants to go after Charlotte?
I can go after Charlotte.
Okay. So Sophie, why don't you roll, and then Ida?
Okay, sure. Okay.
We'll call it a check, not a save.
Okay. Yeah.
Ooh. Well, the good news is Charlotte is actually quite small, and she is smaller than Jet, actually. So it's a bit sticky, but because of all the grease. Oh yeah, everybody who put on grease gets advantage. Now, Cracker is going to have disadvantage because of her size, but she'll have the advantage offsetting it from the grease, so she'll roll normally. So you can have advantage and roll again.
Please God.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Okay. There you go. All right. Ida.
Yes.
Okay. And who's after Lilith?
I can go.
Okay. Now, Violet's horns are pretty big,
Oh.
and they're bigger than her head. And they're even, are they bigger than her shoulders?
In what way?
Wider.
Wider? No.
She said very quickly as soon as she realized what the
No, 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 no.
implications were. No, definitely not. No way. Very dainty. Flexible. They're soft horns. They're like, it's almost like hair.
Holding horns. Like origami.
They're normal sized horns that would get through sewers easily.
Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. Speaking of horns, Zanice.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Zanice gets a bit stuck in one of the U-bends.
I live.
You pull and I'll push. I'm
Okay.
just gonna.
How?
Sorry.
Wait. So just be clear. How is Byleth going to push? This is so narrow that your shoulders are touching the edges.
She can't turn around.
It's like cave diving. You're going in one direction.
Okay, so needs to grab a hold of Byleth, and I'll push you in the butt.
And who's pushing you? What are you pushing against?
Cracker.
Okay.
Yep.
Cracker
So-
just stand still.
Yep.
All right. So here we go. We're gonna have a group. We're gonna have a group roll. Cracker, you roll a strength check.
20.
Oh, wow. All right. And now, who was it? Mia Lee, roll a strength check.
Not too bad.
Getting close. All right. Zanice. Oh no!
Ruh-roh.
All right. Laura, you can roll a strength check to try to pull her out, but you'll have disadvantage.
Oh God. Amazing.
Bunch of wizards.
40.
All right. Somehow, Violet manages to hook one of her feet around one of Zanice's horns and gets it stuck in her head. So she's literally stepping on Zanice's head. And she just, with
Interesting.
the most powerful foot flex you've ever seen in a normal sized humanoid, she pulls just enough with all the help from Cracker and Mealy behind that you feel a nudging and then a scraping, and a little chunk of your horn falls off, but you manage to get out of that spot.
It's the Dragonborn spirit.
Ow. Easy, Byleth. Easy. Oh, my beautiful horn.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I guess it's Mealy and then Cracker. All right. Well done. And Cracker, you can roll a strength check. There you go. That's how it's done, ladies.
Yeah, showing off.
Comes out and
Flexing
flexes,
those muscles.
does the
Yep.
crab. So you get out. A few seconds later, you hear, "Everybody hold your breath," and then whoosh, and there is just water flushing through this tiny narrow pipe, and you're all holding your breath, and it seems to go on and on and on and on. But eventually, you're all sort of flushed clean, which is one of the advantages. It's obviously a water cistern. So that's one advantage. And the second advantage is that because Cracker did such a good job with her strength check, she basically buttresses the rest of you. So even though one or two of you slip a bit, you're basically held in place by Cracker and her ginormous arms. As you slowly climb out, with Jet's help on the other end, pulling you out gently, and respecting the horn, so he doesn't pull the two tieflings by their horn. So that would obviously be the easiest way to get you out. You're standing in the bottom of a large tank. The tank is about 8 feet deep, so very easy to climb out of if you're working together. Of course, you've got boots of levitation as well. And it's a dark room. It's so dark that there's no light at all. But of course, everybody has dark vision or some dark vision capability. Jet doesn't seem to have dark vision, but you can't tell that for sure. And he just stands there in front of you.
Right. Now, as I said, this is going to be the main water catchment for this building. Up above, just off to the side, you're going to see where some of the water comes in. All you need to do is take that, climb out, and you should be in the courtyard. One of the doors, very obviously, is going to lead to some of the cells. Take that door immediately. I've already come in ahead of you and unlocked it. I thought you might accept my help, so it should all be said. Now, if you need any help, well, I won't be too far away, but I won't be able to help you immediately. But if you shout real loud, don't use my real name. Shall we agree on a code word?
Sure.
I feel like sure isn't going to be as obviously necessitating assistance. Perhaps something a bit more exotic or rare.
Hippogriff.
Hippogriff. A hippogriff, you say? Have you seen a hippogriff?
Yes.
Very interesting. You know, the feathers can be used for all kinds of interesting things.
I know. I made an
Yeah.
amulet.
Have you now? Well,
Mhm.
the next time you come across some hippogriff feather, oh, I've got a buyer. All right.
Mm.
Good luck, ladies. And if you get caught, don't mention my name. It wouldn't look good, and I wouldn't appreciate it.
We would never.
Yeah. Just like you wouldn't lie to me about having gems, eh? That's all right.
Well,
Bygones
didn't
can
lie.
be bygones.
We actually thought we didn't have any gems.
Well, one of you knew. It's all right. Yeah, trust has to be built, doesn't it? Yes, of course. And yes, in answer to your question, I do take scrolls too, as long as they're not cursed.
Mhm.
All
Good
right.
to know.
Now, good luck. And if you're going to set off some fireworks, give us a shout, yeah? Just, word of warning.
You got it, Chief.
I like the sound of that. See, we can all work together. A little respect goes a long way. All right, ladies. I'll see you later. Now, if you want to get out the same way, you can. If you're worried about getting lost, give me a whistle.
Yep.
Thank you.
And he just tips his hat and he ducks out. And you are now in the courtyard.
Oh.
And you are not this big. You are your normal svelte sizes. Hang on, nobody move. Zanise's horns are just a little bit chipped and lopsided on one side. Part of it broke off a little bit.
My beautiful horns.
I think they make you look very special.
Yeah, like Tessa the D'Urbervilles.
Hmm.
The flaw is what makes her look even more beautiful.
Mhm.
All right. It's very clear that the doorway to the right here is what leads to the interior prison section. You can actually see that there is a raised portcullis here that leads out to the main courtyard, and this one actually is barred off at the moment.
Is there a gap underneath the door?
There's a gap large enough for like a spider or a rat, small rat, maybe.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just gonna send my spider under just to peek to see if there's anyone inside.
Okay.
Tick, 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 tick,
Yeah,
tick.
it actually makes that noise. Okay. It peeks underneath and reports back that there seem to be lots of feet, but it can't tell you specifically how many.
There's a lot of feet inside.
Are
Probably
they
connected
behind?
to humans.
Are they behind cell or in the corridor?
I'm gonna ask him.
It's a little bit hard to tell. There's so many bars inside that it's a little bit hard to tell which ones. Some of them seem to be behind some bars, but also all it did was look under the door. It didn't like do a full tour of the location.
Okay. I'm going to kind of send him under the door and up the wall
Okay.
just to get almost up to the ceiling so we can see. And then I'm going to see through his eyes.
Okay. It's still a bit confusing. It's pretty clear that there are what it describes what you know as tieflings, humans with horns, basically. And then you see tieflings, and they're milling about. Though, although there are prison bars, they seem to be mostly able to move freely. They're moving from
And
one side of a barred area to another side of a bar area. There are doors that are prison doors, but they're open.
in non-tieflings?
No non-tieflings, no Zentrum.
Okay. Come back. And I'm going to get him to come back. Looks like there's only tieflings inside. Should we knock? Just go inside.
Just, I'm gonna come closer to the door and listen if they are speaking,
Okay,
talking to each other.
sure. The doors are pretty heavy. They're like very, very thick wooden doors, and they're bound by iron. Go
But
ahead
there's
and
a gap.
okay, yeah. So you can hear some words. They're not talking loudly. They almost seem to be sort of talking in hushed tones. Occasionally, there's a bit of a rising of the voice. It sounds almost like there's a slight heated argument. You make out words like "can't stay forever," no choice, and they mention Vidar, and somebody else said something. Where would we go?
Okay, I'm gonna tell that to everybody.
Okay.
So, what? Should we go in?
Wait, was that an infernal? That they said all that? Or was it in common?
Well, it was an infernal,
Oh.
but she translated it for you
Ah, okay.
I'm nice.
because she's smart like that, even though she doesn't have a 17 intelligence. Some people don't need a 17 intelligence to know that.
Hmm.
Sorry, did you say you're going in? I didn't quite catch that.
I ask if we should go in.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like they want to be here. So
We should go
that's
inside.
maybe our chance.
Yeah.
After you.
After who?
You.
After you.
Shit.
But your
I go in.
your horns look terrible. You're not ready for a party.
Shit. Fuck that. I go in and I say, BAM! Byleth, come with me. We need help.
Okay, yeah, you burst in and everybody looks at you very surprised. The first thing you notice is that there are quite a few rather young people there.
Do I
And
recognize some of them?
yeah, let's have a history check.
Okay. History check. Then
You know, it's been a while. You haven't seen them in a long time. How many years has it been?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it was weren't you raised by humans like most of your childhood?
No.
No, right. Well, it is going to be very hard to tell. As much as you hate the idea, you've been living with people who aren't tieflings, except for maybe Byleth, for so long that they actually do start to look quite a lot alike to you. And you're almost embarrassed to say it, but it is kind of true. Okay, so you see a big group of them sort of just looking at you, and they respond, "What are you doing here? Who are you?"
I came here to help you.
Is it a trick?
Yeah, very funny.
I wouldn't mind. I would believe that Vidar would put this up some sort of a trick.
But yeah, I know we just met, but why did you work with Vidar?
Who are you to be asking us these questions? Why are you here? How did you even get in?
I have my ways.
Do we stink? Kind of like this here.
Yeah,
Kind of
you
a
guys,
green
you guys,
toxic cloud around us.
yeah, you guys washed a lot of it off because you were flushed by water, but you're dripping wet. You look a little suspicious. Some of you look, Zanice has got like busted up horns. You don't look like a group of people who are in the best position to be helping other people. You look a little like you could use some help yourselves. Look, I don't know what your whole deal is, but we don't know you. And for all we know, you're some sort of a spy, or maybe you're not even a tiefling. Maybe you're just in disguise.
Zamknij się. Shut up.
Well, look,
You don't tell us to shut up. This is our home now. Is it really? Is this really our home? We'll talk about that later.
It seems like most of you don't want to be here.
Well, that's no surprise.
Yeah, so why did you start working with Centrum?
Well, how do we know you're really on the up and up?
I came here through a sewers just to talk with you. I heard there are some tieflings held in an old prison. And it didn't seem like you are here from your own goodwill.
Well, no, maybe they really are here to help.
Why don't you roll persuasion? Persuasione.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Yeah, this sounds like a good time to use your inspiration.
24.
Wow. But they do look like they crawled out of the sewer. Yeah. I mean, would Vidar really go through all that trouble? He could just torture somebody if he wanted to know something. That's true. All right. We are from the Mere of Dead Men. We're not your typical tiefling. We're from the original tieflings descended of the ancient gods, not the fiends that most tieflings are descended from. And a few years ago, a group of adventurers came through the swamp. We were dying out. We had escaped a horrible uprising of slaves after having been slaves ourselves. And, well, we were living quietly in the swamp, dying a slow death from lack of nutrition, inbreeding, and lack of opportunity. And this group of adventurers offered us a way out. They said they could bring us to the city. We could help them fight off an orc invasion, and we'd be treated as heroes. Well, it sounded wonderful. And for a while it was, but eventually one thing led to another, and in order to stay, we ended up having to sign a contract with that Vidar and his Zentrum. And now we're bound by the contract here. We're not really bound. Look, we're not going to discuss it anymore. At least not in front of them. I'm just saying, we don't all have to follow the rules. Do you want to kill her or not? Of course not. Right. Well then, discussion's closed. So there you have it. The contract needs to be broken, but we can't do it. We're bound by the contract, not to interfere with the contract. And as long as we are bound, we have to follow Vidar's orders, and we basically act as his magical enforcers, helping bolster his Zentrum forces here.
So you just need someone to broker a contract for you.
Well, there's more than one way to break a contract, but yes. Look, we're not discussing it. I think they should know. Fine. The contract is a Gesh spell. It's actually several. It ties at least two of us to the contract. The rest of us, we adhere to the contract because we can't let them kill us. But if we break the contract, and the only way to get out of it is to die, then the Gesh spell will effectively kill off a handful of us. And they include our matron mother and the last child that was actually born healthy.
I look at our very smart wizards.
With 17 and 18 intelligence, respectively.
Yes.
Plus another one that has what's Mealy's intelligence?
16.
She was on the slow bus.
Just level up.
Did you translate that?
Yes.
So
She
we
translated
understand?
everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have Dispel Magic. Seemed to work the last time I used it on a contract. But I don't know if this spell might be more powerful. Can I do an Arcana check on what I know about the spell?
Absolutely.
Alright.
Oh my god.
What'd you roll?
27.
Yeah. So you know that a Gesh spell, spelled Geas, is a kind of magical compulsion. And although it isn't technically tied to a written piece of paper, it is a spell that, when cast at a high level, can be used to force someone to adhere to a promise, and failure to do so will inflict significant amounts of damage to them, and most people would die from that level of damage. They would take 5d10 psychic damage every time they act in a manner counter to the instructions of the Gesh spell. Now, a normal Gesh spell is a 5th level spell, but would last for 30 days. But they're talking about this as if this is more of a long-term Gesh spell, which would mean that it could be a 7th or 8th level casting, which would last for at least a year, or 9th level casting, which would be permanent.
Was it Lord Vidar that cast the spell?
Are you asking them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we signed the deal with Lord Vidar.
Okay. What was the wording of the spell? Is there some kind of loophole you can think of?
The wording of the spell is that we have to work for him as his magical enforcers. And we have to adhere to his rules and his orders on pain of death. The spell is so powerful, although normally a remove curse would be able to remove Gesh. We're all sorcerers and none of us know that spell. We don't have that ability. A greater restoration might work. A wish would certainly undo it. Because it's so high level, most of these other spells, even if they could potentially work, they have a very high chance of failure. But interfering with it would also be breaking a contract and therefore would kill. The matron mother is our lore keeper. She's the only survivor from the time of when we were lords and not just servants or slaves. She's our last tie to our culture. And we haven't had a successful live birth for a decade before the young one was born. And we haven't had one since.
I don't know. I mean, I tell the party what I know about it, and then I say that I don't know if it is spell magic would work, but if it would work, I can ensure that it does for one person because I have my divine abilities. But for the other one, I don't know.
Well, a Gesh spell is not affected by Dispel Magic.
Okay.
It's remove curse, greater restoration, or wish. Look, I've got to be honest. Some of us have been discussing whether or not we should just leave anyway. The matron mother, she's lived a long life. And whilst the child would be a shame, we can't all be bound to it. But they're not killing us. It's not like it's better than the swamp. Where would you go? Well, we have some powers. Some of us can cast spells. We can go out into the world. It can't all be bad. And the days of them hunting us should be over by now. Who cares? That was generations ago. And this is the problem. We lack information. We don't have an option. Those who would break off and risk killing the hostages, they're only bound by the fact that they have fear, which, to be honest, is what's keeping those hostages alive. But if we were all going to go at once, they really couldn't stop us leaving. The other
How
problem,
many
though,
are you?
well, there were 34 of us when we left the swamp.
Oh,
There used to be 70 a few years ago, but quite a few of us have died from sickness recently. And then there were the 2 black dragons that the heroes helped kill, but they ended up taking down quite a dozen of us before we ended up finishing them off. Of the
Really?
34, only 20 of us have any magical abilities, and only 5 of us are really powerful enough to be able to fight off any significant force. We could probably do it and get away, but the others are old or young or weak or injured or sick. We wouldn't be able to fight out and run. We'd have to, well, ideally we would leave peacefully. And most of us, we only know the spells that we were taught when we were children. And we all learn the same spells. We can burn things, but it would be incredibly destructive. And even as tieflings with our resistance, not everyone would survive. Brute force isn't the way out. Not unless we want to take terrible losses.
But do you only think that your matron, is that what you called it? Her? Or your lore keeper, is she the only one who's actually under the spell?
No, the child is as well, as is one other. But Sulfura, she wants to be with Vidar. He's taken her as a consort. She likes the power. She's the only one who's really benefiting. And she's the one who got us to sign this contract.
And she's the
And
lore keeper, or
no, she's
she's
just
a random?
she lost her child to the dragons, and ever since she's changed. Now she only respects power. She fears what the lack of power brings, and so she wants to be near it at all times.
Is she powerful?
Sulfura, yes. She's powerful enough.
Because if we can get you out, we can help you get a new life away from the Sense Rim. but getting everybody out is difficult. We could go through the sewers again, but sneaking everyone out, well, we might be spotted. And you would only kind of get out of the prison, and then we had to get you out of the city as well. But we can have the soldiers outside make a distraction so that it's more likely that you could get out.
Oh, you're part of that army.
Part of is a strong word, but we
No.
do have some connections there, yes.
If you start something there, the first thing Vidar will do is he'll organize those of us who can fight and line us up on the walls and have us cast spells at the army.
Yes, that's why we need to get you on your way before. So we need to get you out of the prison here before they eventually makes a distraction, so you have to be gone from here.
That's a peaceful option. There is also an option that you fight with us against Vidar.
Take on Vidar?
That's our plan.
He's very powerful.
So are we.
During the original siege, he took down a very large dragon made of crystal. Now, technically those heroes had been fighting it for a while, but he slew it with one shot.
What heroes are you talking about?
The heroes of Neverwinter. Have you not heard of them?
No.
Oh. Well, we haven't seen them since they left. They were supposed to come back and take us with them. And, well, they never did. So you'll forgive us for not being entirely trusting of those who offered to free us. That's how we ended up signing this contract. We were stuck here. We didn't have any place to go. Lord Neverember said he would host us, and before you knew it, Vidar taken us under his wing, saying, well, the Zentrum have their own magical battalion, so he was better suited to overseeing such valuable military resources. And that fool, he agreed. Of course, we had to sign this contract.
Do we know any wizards that you can copy the spell of? The remove curse spell?
There are some wizards that used to live in the city, but most of them have been driven out by the Zentrum. And, well, to be honest, none of them were really on our sides. They resisted our arrival. I suspect Lord Vidar actually signed us so that we would act as a counterweight. The Cloak and Stars have been, well, let's just say they have a reputation for being fiercely independent, even from Lord Neverember himself. It's always been one of those criticisms of those in power that there are institutions that sometimes exceed their own reach and control. We were regrettably forced into slaying one or two of them ourselves. I think there's no love lost there. There was one that He wasn't technically a member, but they speak about him as if he was very powerful. He had a Tiefling-like name. Burn. Fire.
Firestarter. Sorry, I should know that.
I was just gonna say it.
It just slipped out.
Yep.
I forgot where it was in the story.
I remember someone like this. That guy, you know that guy? We told him to leave and he just left. I bet it's him.
Yeah.
The fire guy.
Yeah.
Did he speak?
Mm,
Maybe
think
he
so.
was a mute wizard.
Yeah.
Apparently, that idea's been floated around a bit.
Yeah, but that guy didn't speak. But he casted a fireball. But what?
No, I don't think that might have been him. I mean, fireballs are very powerful, but we can do that already. That wouldn't have been the best option against tieflings. No, this one was some sort of a dimensional traveler.
Ah.
That's how he was going to be able to get us out. He could take us to a completely different world.
You should know this, Charlotte.
Yep.
Agamemnon?
That doesn't sound familiar. It had something.
Scorch.
You-
Scorch.
Yes, that was
Oh.
it. Scorch. Burn. That's right.
I remember this guy.
Scorch. And there was somebody else that they had sent off to some town. But he wasn't that powerful. He just seemed to know a lot. Don't remember. Some old man.
Very old man.
With a magical shovel.
Yeah. Turned out
Really
to
good
not be
against.
magical.
Yeah, really good against undead.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, it's getting late, or actually I should say it's becoming early. The guards will be coming around soon. They'll some of us need to go on patrol. You can either sneak back out, or you can try to hide here. They don't normally come in the cells. To that extent, they do give us some space. I think it doesn't hurt that the one time they did try to violate one of our members, she gave him a, let's just call it a medical castration.
I like that.
Oh, she paid the price. But it established a boundary, let's just say. Do you want to try to hide here, or do you want to sneak out and come back later?
Let's try to hide here.
Yeah.
Okay.
My name is Bariel. And this is Flamma. She is my wife. And in the corner, sleeping. And she now wakes and looks at you with watery eyes, as if she can't quite see clearly. That's Onana. She is the matron mother and the lore keeper. Selphira doesn't sleep here. She stays in the tower with Vidar. And this is Lollipop. Well, we've got a corner in the back hidden behind some old barrels and shelves and chairs, and we've used a couple of drapes to provide a bit of privacy. We explained to the guards that the couple sometimes need a little bit of private time. Of course, they snickered, but at least they respect it. So, if you stay in there, no one will bother you, including us. I hope we can find a solution. I don't want to live here and raise Lollipop for the rest of my life in this. And he looks around at this dank, dark, converted prison. In this place, as magical servants and slaves. Better to die free, I think. And on that note, we'll stop today.
What was the grandmother's name again? Oh, Nana.
Mhm.
Oh, Nana. What's my name? So it came to my head immediately when you said, oh, Nana.
Oh, I didn't even realize that, actually. That's pretty funny. I might have to change it.
No, you've got to keep it now. It's going to be
Okay.
your theme song.
Oh, no. All right, all right.
That was fun, but now we have quite the conundrum.
Yep. Hmm.
Why couldn't I be level 5?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Oh, we need to level you up. We can go around killing some Sandrim to get some XP. To level you up. Grind a bit.
Yeah.
Just do some
Not in
grinding.
a hurry or something.
No.
Well,
XP
right, let's just grind
grinding
to
is
level 20 and get wish.
XP grinding is not really a thing in this game.
Nope.
Nope.
Leads to murder hobo tactics. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. As
Yeah.
always, incredible pleasure and lovely to see you all virtually and enjoy some fun storytelling time.
Thank you.
And
It was a lot of fun.
thank you.
Amazing.
And
Thank you.
As
and
always.
we'll see almost everybody next week. Sophie, hope you have a lovely time,
Thank you.
and we'll see you the following
Yeah,
week.
have fun.
I'll see you guys after Christmas.
Okay. Yes, right.
Sounds
After
good.
Christmas. So
Have
happy
a
Christmas,
holly
Sophie.
jolly
Yes.
Christmas.
Best time of the year.
Well, maybe Daria will play her new guitar for us.
Woohoo.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, no, I won't be there. No.
Well,
Oh
she could
yes,
also
yes, definitely.
Daria, you could
Oh.
also record it and then upload it to our
Yes.
channel.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Do it. Do it.
And Yvonne can sing
Yeah,
along.
Daria.
If Yvonne writes me tabs, I will definitely do that.
Ooh. I like the
And
sound of
if
this. A
she
little
sings.
collaboration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ooh.
So cool.
I think Sophie could sing.
I think you guys should all sing in a chorus and it'll be
Mhm.
just as disjointed as every other time you guys have ever tried to sing a song
True.
together.
With
Some of you
internet
s-
delay. Yeah.
Some of you starting the second verse before the first verse is already finished. Just, like least coordinated. Like it makes me look like the worst orchestra director, conductor ever.
Wait, what's that kind of song where it's like one person starts singing and then the next person's like starts singing a little bit later?
Around. Yeah,
We should do
around.
around.
We call it canoe
We really can.
in Norwegian. To sing canoe.
All right. You guys surprise me. Come up with whatever works for you. All right. Have a lovely week and see you guys in a week or two.
Alrighty.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Right.
Happy
Yeah.
Christmas,
Bye.
everyone.
Happy Christmas.
Bye.
Merry
Okay.
Happy Christmas,
Christmas.
Sophie.
Bye.
Happy
Bye.
birthday.
Bye.
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 Bye.